Monsters, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making some cute Halloween paper crafts, and we are going to be making these super duper cute little Halloween treat boxes that are super easy, and they're a pretty decent size, so you could fit quite a few little treats in here, or you could go ahead and fit in like a little Rice Krispie treat and maybe a few little candies in here. This would be a perfect little treat for that little special someone that you want to go ahead and give a little Halloween treat to. I know this is a whole pandemic thing going on right here, boo-boo, but me personally, like, I would totally give this to Miguel still goes to work, so one of his co-workers, which is a really good friend of mine as well, she is a total Jack Skellington fan as well as I am, so one of these is definitely going to go to her. So like, if you're still going to work and you're still in contact with your co-workers and stuff, this would be a super duper cute little idea to make for them. You could do whatever theme you guys want. It doesn't have to be a Jack Skellington, but hello, we're Jack Skellington fans up in here, boo-boo. So I decided to go that route, and like I said, you could do these for your kids as well. I mean, you know what, a cute little treat when they wake up on Halloween morning and they have these little treats for them to enjoy later on in the evening, and make some of those, or make them for maybe your family members. Like, I would totally make one for my cousin too. So anywho, boo-boo, you get the idea. I'm not going to keep rambling. You guys are just sitting there just listening to me, not even saying anything. But anyway, let's get down to dirty boo-boos and let's make these little bad boys, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty then, my little crafty monsters. Let's get down and dirty and make these little bad boys right here. So, we're going to use this paper pack that we purchased at the Hobby Lobbies. It's by Paper Studios. And this was back then when Hobby Lobbies was selling Halloween. But anywho, so we're going to go ahead and cut down our base of our box at 11 by 6.5. We're going to go ahead and do 2 of those, but however many you're going to do, you're going to cut them down to 11 by 6.5. And then we are going to go ahead and cut our designer paper. Now we're going to go ahead and just look through this paper pack. I'm going to look for the one that basically calls out to me, and I think I really like the green with the black polka dots. That's really cute to me, and it looks a little Halloweeny. Remember, that's a word, guys, Halloweeny. So we're going to go ahead and cut. Remember, I'm doing 2, so I'm just going to tell you for 1. You're going to cut down 1 at 3 3/8 by 3.5. Now, if you don't know about 3/8, my little crafty monsters, it's the little line right before the half. So go ahead and do it there. And then the next one will be 3.5 by 1 1/4. And you're going to go ahead and cut 2 of those, is 3.5 by 1 1/4. Then you want to cut 2 at 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. And those are going to be your little mats for your actual box. So go ahead and cut out as many as you guys need for your little project. I do believe that Jesse ends up cutting 2 of them, so I had 2 extra. I don't know what happened to him, but he was getting too crazy. So anyways, so we are now going to go ahead and get our scoreboard, and we're going to go ahead and score it on the portrait side. We're going to score it at 1.5. And then we're going to go ahead and turn that completely around, portrait style, and do the other side at 1.5 as well. Then for this scoring on the landscape, we're going to go ahead and do 1.5, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, and 10.5. Once again, 1.5 portrait style, flip it, then 1.5 again, portrait style. Then go ahead and turn it landscape, and we're going to go ahead and do 1.5, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, 10.5. Oh my God, Jesse, you're getting a little tongue twister right here. It sounded like I was doing a little song. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get our bone folder, and we're going to go ahead and fold each and every single one of these creases. I believe that when you crease them with a bone folder versus your hand, the paper tends to not break as much. If you guys use thick cardstock when you're making boxes like I do, they're about 110 pounds, they kind of crack sometimes. So we're going to go ahead and cut off those two little tabs on the bottom, and that's going to be that 1/2 inch little tab that you guys have. That's going to be the top of your box. And then you're going to go down along the line like we are doing here, and we're going to be making some tabs. Now I do cut off a little bit extra. I miter the corners, and that's only so that the box could actually close a little bit easier and it'll look a lot neater. So we're going to go ahead and do that to all of our tabs. You guys have seen me do this because I do a lot of boxes, so you guys have seen me take off a little bit of the actual tab. And so it doesn't really take too much. On the very top of the box, when you were about to close it, now those we are going to take off quite a bit of the tab on those ones. You guys will see later on. I will explain to you once we're at that step. But right here, I'm just going to go ahead and do the second box. I like to do them twice so that you guys could really get to see what I'm doing in case you guys missed the first one. So like when somebody is doing a tutorial and they're only doing one, sometimes you miss it. And yeah, you could go back and you could rewind it, but sometimes I just like to let the video play over, and I just feel that by me doing it twice, you guys really get to, you know, to see exactly every move in case you guys missed a little step. Anywho, Jesse's rambling, so we'll continue to do the box. So now that we have all of our tabs ready, we are going to go ahead and start putting our little tearing tape. This is a 1-inch hole puncher, the little circle puncher, and we're going to go ahead and just do like a little half a circle. You guys will see. Right here, I'm just going to go ahead and put tearing tape on each and every single one of these little tabs, and these are the 4 tabs we are going to be gluing to the base of our box, which is the bottom part. And so I'm going to just do that to both of these. If you guys are doing multiple ones, like, you know, let's just say a dozen, you want to do all of these steps all at one time. Then I'm going to go ahead and just start putting the first DSP paper on the very top, but I am going to ink the edges because you guys know that I love to ink the edges. I mean, it's just a little thing I do, you know. So this actually kind of makes that little DSP paper pop because it kind of gives it like a little 3-dimension kind of look. It just, I mean, you can't catch it on the video, but trust me, my little crafty monsters, you guys, I mean, in person, you guys could really tell the little 3D kind of look that it does. So anywho, we're going to go ahead and do that to all of our little DSP paper. You guys could go ahead and skip this part if you guys don't want to ink the edges of your guys' DSP paper. That is totally fine. Jesse just loves to do this all the time. So now we're going to go ahead and just stick these onto our box. Now you see the tab where it's a half a tab on the very top of this box. That tells you that that's the top part of your box. So you want to go ahead and put your DSP paper on that one. Do not put your DSP paper on the bottom where it's that 1.5 inch tab. So just go ahead and do it on the very top of your box. And I like to do this before I assemble these boxes or glue them together because it just makes it a lot easier for you to go ahead and press down. Now just remember guys, I like to use a lot of liquid glue. Most of the time I use my Eileen's Tacky Glue. However, when I'm doing boxes sometimes I do like to use my tearing tape because it just eliminates sometimes that little paper from warping a little bit just because it gets wet from the actual liquid glue. However, if you guys have worked with tearing tape and you guys are assembling anything, you guys know that you have to be super duper careful because once you put this down, that's it. You can't move it. Versus if you're using liquid glue, you have a little bit of a wiggle room to go ahead and just move your little paper around until you adjust it to its proper position. But when you're using tearing tape, well, it's just where you put it is where it lands. So right here, we're just going to go ahead and put them on all the long tabs on the bottom part of our box. And this is going to be the 4 little corners of our box that are going to show, which just makes it a lot cuter. And so some are short and some are a little bit longer. That's how you're going to tell from, you know, from the sizes, because we cut 2 of the, I mean, there's two sizes on those little strips. Now, right here, I just kind of like took off a little bit of that tearing tape because I kind of went a little bit over that little
DSP paper, so I cut it. Excuse me. So right here, we're just going to go ahead and continue. We are almost done, my little crafty monsters, and then after this we're going to go ahead and start decorating these little bad boys once we put these together. I really don't know what we are going to decorate, but I will tell you guys this right now. So what happened was Jesse was videotaping this video for you guys, and I totally forgot to check the battery status on my camera, and the part where I actually put the Jack Skellington face on and the banner and all that did not get recorded. Jesse was crafting away thinking that it was recording, and it wasn't. So I'm just going to kind of explain to you guys what I actually did once we get to that little part. The good part about it is that this whole entire assembly part of the box was recorded. So, I mean, I'm very happy about that. So this is the part where we're doing the top of these little tabs a little bit more, because that will just allow the box to close. They were a little too bulky, so it wasn't allowing the box to close. So that's where you want to kind of take off a little bit on those long tabs. And right here, we're already done assembling the last little bulks. We're gonna go ahead and do the half circle on the front, and that's just the little tab, your thumb tab, so that you could go ahead and open up that box a lot easier. So these are them, super duper cute and super easy. So now what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and just look for some items that I can go ahead and decorate this with. At this point, honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, I really don't know at what route I'm going to go. I'm just looking through my stash. These are my little stash of all my printouts that I print myself on my printer and my computer, and I just kind of put them in papers like this, and I kind of just cut out whatever it is I need when I'm doing certain projects. Now, I wanted to do these little Dia de los Muertos, but I also did want to do kind of a Jack Skellington. So I'm looking for my Jack Skellington. I know I have some Jack Skellington printouts here. I know I do, because I've done so many different projects, and here they are, boo-boo! Yay, we found them! So I think I'm going to do this. I'm still going to continue looking just in case something else just calls out my name and says, no, pick me better, because, you know, sometimes that happens. You have a total, complete plan in your head, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and you have to kind of go a different route. And so right here, I'm just looking for little sentiments. I love to use these sentiments. You guys have seen me use these in a lot of projects in previous Halloween ones from, I think, last year, and I believe the year before that too. But anywho, we're gonna go ahead and just look for something that calls out my name. And like I said, I really don't know at what route I'm going. This little ghost was super duper cute, and I also like that little glitter pumpkin and the spider, but I do believe that Jesse's just focused on the Jack Skellington. I'm looking and looking, but it's not going to work. I believe that I'm going to do those on a different box. For these two boxes, we're definitely going to do Jack Skellington. But for some other boxes that I'm going to make the same style like these, but just a different theme, I think I'm going to just use those little sparkling ghosts and stuff. And so right here, I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut. I know. Some of you guys don't like to fussy cut, but it's okay, my little boo-boos. It's okay. You guys don't have to fussy cut. If you guys have those fancy crafters, like the ones that have the little silhouettes and all those little cutting machines that'll cut out your little stamps and stuff, you guys could go ahead and use those. Jesse doesn't mind fussy cutting because, like, for me, I mean, if you get yourself a really good pair of scissors and the movement of your left hand moving the paper, you guys will be able to do this, and it's kind of pretty relaxing for me. So these little scissors make it so much easier to fussy cut anything, and so that's why I don't really mind fussy cutting. You guys will see I fussy cut a lot of stuff. So anywho, we are also going to go ahead and hit the edges of these little items that we're cutting out with some black soot. And the reason why I like to do that when we cut items like this is because it really kind of hides the cut marks of your scissors. Let's just say sometimes it's not really, I mean, it's a little crooked or it's a little off, and you know, it's not as straight. When you do this to the edges, when you oh my god, why can't I say it? When you eke the edges, it just hides all of those imperfections, is what Jesse's trying to say. And he's having such a hard time talking. We should just be doing those little tutorials now where I don't even talk and it's just music because honestly, to tell you the truth, I can't speak English. So, anywho, that was me doing the little inking the edges so that we can go ahead and hide those imperfections. And so right here, I'm just kind of looking for little items. Peanut, stop shaking. Don't mind Peanut. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and take out this little the little die set, the little spider web, but oh my god, it was so hard. It just didn't work out for me. So we're not gonna go ahead and use this, especially because this little die is not a really name brand die. So you guys know what I'm talking about, where I bought it. And so sometimes these suck to take out these little tiny little thin spider webs without ripping them, and so he does kind of rip them right here a little bit, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip this part of the little video. So let's go ahead and fast forward. So this is the part where I was trying to put that little rip spider web, but then I was like, you know what, this is not gonna work. Jesse, just no, forget it. So we're gonna take out this little black glitter tool that we've purchased from Z Michaels, and I'm gonna go ahead and just double it up, and I'm gonna glue my little Jack Skellington head on top of it, and then later on we will just cut a little circle. It's not going to be a perfect circle, but that's okay because this is a Jack Skellington thing and it's a Halloweeny, so it doesn't have to be super perfect. But if you guys do want it to be perfect, just go ahead and cut it out with your die, with whatever little circle die you guys want. So right here I'm just going to go ahead and glue these, and once these are glued, we're going to go ahead and just cut a little circle on the edge. Later on I'm going to go ahead and just kind of turn those into a little fringe. You guys will see. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it up to the Jack Skellington head, and I'm going to go all the way around just so that it's like kind of like a little fringy rosette. And so we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around from the bottom all the way to the top. And you could go ahead and try to make the little circle perfect, but you know, whatever. Jesse's like, it's Halloweeny, it's supposed to be imperfect. And so we're gonna go ahead and do this second one, and I really just thought that this was super cute. It kind of gave it that little dainty kind of sparkle versus you using like a glitter paper. I mean, because you could have used a glitter paper, but we just wanted to go ahead and use a different kind of an element on there. And so we're gonna go ahead and just put our little faces down first, and then we're going to go ahead and put the banners on the top. And so like I said, this is the part where you guys will see that I will start to kind of decorate, and somewhere coming up is going to be the part where we actually lost the charge in our camera. So the good thing is that I had a little backup, so I just had to change the camera, and we went ahead and continued to film this. But if you guys notice that there are some parts that are kind of missing. So anyway, right here I'm just gonna go ahead and pick out a little sentiment, and I'm gonna go ahead and just like glue that sentiment onto this banner. And so here comes a part where we're gonna go ahead and cut off my little crafty monster. So I will see you guys right now. Welcome back. So I'm very sorry about this whole entire thing, but we had already decorated this little box. We added that little candy corn, and we also added the banner. And right here I'm just gonna go ahead and glue down those little spiders. Now those little spiders, we got them at Z Walmart, and I like to use my E6000 because that will actually secure those little spiders on there. And that's basically all we really did to this little box. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys already know how to glue stuff and all that. I mean, I just wanted you guys to see it, but unfortunately, I'm so sorry guys, our camera died and I had to put the standby battery in, and here we are. But anywho, so this is all we're doing here, is we're just going to go ahead and add these little spiders. And I just did this in regular time recording because I'm like, I'll just explain to you guys what happened. They're probably all wondering like, okay, well, we were decorating and all of a sudden now the box is done, so what did we do? That was some magic, boo-boo. That was the magic of videotaping. So anyways, my little crafty monsters, I hope you guys try these little boxes. These boxes are super duper cute and super simple to make. You guys could go ahead and make these for, like I said, your coworkers and, you know, all those little special people in your guys' life. Right now we're going through a little pandemic, and I'm so sorry, my little crafty crafty monsters. But you guys got to keep your spirits up and continue to celebrate the holidays, because that's all that matters. Bring the family together, because your family, it's okay. You guys could gather with your family. It doesn't mean you can't see your family. Like, you know that your family takes care of themselves just as much as you take care of yourself. So just, hang out with a small crowd of people that you guys trust and know that take care of each other and take care of themselves as much as you take care of yourselves. I want you guys to be super safe out there, my little crafty monsters. I love every single one of you guys. You guys already know that this is a really sad time, but we could go ahead and continue to craft and bring happiness. So these are the finished boxes. Obviously, we glued everything on there, and I'm going to add some little green crinkly paper in the inside. You guys could definitely add some of that on the inside just to give it like a little extra something when your recipients open this up. They don't only just find the little candy, but they find that little nest of crinkly paper, which I love to add for treat boxes, because I don't know, I just feel like it just looks a lot cuter. So also, it kind of takes up a little bit of room, just a little hint right here. So you don't have to fill these up super, like a lot of candy, because sometimes when you're making a lot of these little boxes, the candies do kind of go quick, and they're not really that cheap anymore. How my little crafty monsters, remember when we were younger and little, candy was not at $15 to $20 a bag. I know it was not, boo boo. I know it was not, because my mom used to buy a lot of bags, and we used to give out so much candy. There was so many people. I mean, obviously this time there's a lot of, things going on in the world, but before this whole pandemic, I mean, everything was already dying out. So it's time for us to bring all that alive, bring the spirit of the holidays alive, my little crafty monsters. Share with your family, and that's it for now, my little crafty monsters.
Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make these little bad boys right here. So definitely make one of these little boxes for one of your little special someone, or a few of them, however many special boo-boos you got in your life. So definitely make some of these, and if you guys do make them, please share your creations with us at our social media, Paper to Masterpiece, on Instagram and Facebook, and we would love to see your guys' creations. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little icon, boo-boo. You know you want to. And if you haven't already, I mean, what are you waiting for, boo-boo? You're going to be missing out on like some amazing tutorials coming up. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back, boo-boos. Welcome back. It's always so good to see you, little sucker. Anywho, go ahead and hit that little bell icon, because you guys need to be notified every time we upload a new video. You guys do not want to be missing out. And share and tell a friend, because your friends also need to know how fabulous these tutorials are. Something this good, boo-boo, cannot be kept a secret, so don't be trying to be all stingy up in here. Go ahead and share with your friends, boo-boos. Share with your friends. Let everybody become a little crafter, right? In the pandemic, this is the time to become crafters. Anywho, that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, goodbye.